hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. In the last episode, we managed to convince Persephone to give us some answers. Calliope isn't really gone. She still lives on. She still lives on through us, her power, her music. It's still there. And she's given us some clues. Let's get some more out of her, though. I don't think there was any conflict. I don't think there was any conflict. Like, Calliope... I don't know what the difference is between an idol and a muse. There may not be one. But I think Persephone probably saw something of herself in Calliope. Given the fact that the muses are just Apollo's lackeys, they seem to be there to give him purpose. He's not someone who does well on his own. He needs the muses to provide him with purpose. And here's the thing, that's all well and good. It's not exactly healthy. It's not exactly healthy for anyone involved. He needs to find a way to live on his own for himself and for the other person. Like, it is so tiring. I've been in this position. It is so exhausting to be the reason that someone lives, to be the reason that someone dies. Like, it is so exhausting to have someone's life be placed on you. It is hell. It is absolute hell and exhausting, and it's... I can understand Apollo. As I said, some people are just naturally that way. Some people are naturally that way inclined. Get a pet. Get a pet. I don't think there probably was any conflict. We know that she gave it to her. Like, they were friends. They were just... How well did you know her?
So you must know better than anyone what she's been up to.
Not exactly. Calliope and I haven't spoken for at least 2 years. After I heard the news, I went to the apartment and turned it upside down. I had to know the truth.
That was you?
I didn't find anything. Nothing to say what she had been involved with, or gotten into, or who she might have been fighting with.
Ooh.
That means one of two things. Either whatever happened to her was sudden, or it was secret.
I suppose you're right.
Calliope was never one to keep secrets. When she was doing something, everyone knew about it.
None of you were talking to her. Who would she tell?
You're clever. Maybe there's a chance Calliope chose you after all.
If it wasn't Grace, that means someone else was behind Calliope's death. Someone who could keep their involvement hidden.
One of us.
I mean, that it could be a mortal who just got lucky, but again, if we're going at this from a mystery standpoint, that wouldn't necessarily be satisfying unless it was a mortal we were familiar with, which would mean Freddy. Could Freddy be the killer? I don't really see that happening. Because Freddy is lovely, but then again, you never know. Freddy could secretly be a homicidal maniac. If it turns out to be a random mugger, that would be deeply unsatisfying because we have no connection to the culprit, to the perpetrator. That's what makes mysteries so satisfying. There's that connection. That like, oh shit, it's you! I had no idea, or oh yeah, I knew it was you this entire time because you were acting like a hoe. Like... That's what makes a satisfying conclusion. If it's a mortal, then it has to be a mortal we've met before, and the only one that fits is Freddy. I mean, I guess there's the other two in the band, but like we met them for all of 2 seconds.
Does it have to be an idol? You thought I killed Calliope. Couldn't it have been some other mortal?
Despite how he might look, it's not a simple matter to kill an idol.
It was difficult enough to believe you had done it. If another mortal killed her, they somehow escaped detection. We found nothing, no evidence of a battle.
You looked?
Of course we looked. What do you think was happening while you waited? If Calliope was attacked elsewhere, even magic revealed no trace of it.
I don't necessarily trust Athena, I've got to be honest. I don't necessarily trust her, so I'm going to avoid that.
Did Calliope have any enemies? The way you talk about her, she must have. What? What am I missing?
Calliope had a way of making people angry. She could be argumentative.
Yes, but enough to make enemies who wanted her dead?
Not that you or I know of, apparently, but that doesn't mean they didn't exist.
Could Athena be the killer? I mean, I'm just saying, if Calliope wanted to shake up the way they do things, Athena seems to be the one in charge. That directly impacts her. That directly impacts her hold on everything.
What about Athena? She seemed awfully insistent on declaring me guilty, don't you think?
Athena? No, Athena follows the rules.
Well...
Athena has one goal, and one goal only. To protect the idols. And that included Calliope. She'll eventually drive us all mad with her vigilance, but break her own rules? I don't see it.
I mean, I would say this depends on which version of Athena we're going with. I mean, I think that, like, Athena could be petty as shit. Athena could be petty as shit. Like, Athena started the Trojan War. She the whole thing with the oh god, what, oh, it's been a while. Athena, Aphrodite, and someone else, I forget who, but they all wanted to know, like, okay, which of us is the most beautiful of the goddesses? They had a golden apple. They gave it to what's-his-face. Was it Perseus? I can't... Was it Perseus? Doesn't matter. But they gave a golden apple to a guy, and basically they each promised him something in order to win the golden apple, because that would be whoever was the most beautiful. And Aphrodite said, well, I can make the prettiest girl in the world fall in love with you. That's Helen of Troy. And he was like, yep, Aphrodite, she's the most beautiful. And Athena was like, bitch. And she manipulated everything into starting the Trojan War. Oh god, there's the tale of Ariadne, I think. I think that was also Athena. Ariadne was a young woman. She was an amazing weaver. She could weave the most beautiful things, and she said, I bet I am more talented a weaver than Athena. And Athena heard this and was like, oh ho ho, we shall see. And so she went down there disguised and was like, oh, let's have a weaving contest. And sure as shit, Ariadne won. And rather than just accept the loss, Athena was like, bitch. That's Athena's catchphrase, bitch, in that tone. She was like, hell no. I don't give a shit that you won fair and square. I'm a goddess. I should have won because I'm a goddess, and screw you. And she turned Ariadne into a spider. There's the thing with Medusa. Dear God, the thing with Medusa. Medusa, again, depending on which version of the story we're going with, the one I'm most familiar with, Medusa was she was like a servant at one of Athena's temples. She was a priestess. And so she worked at the temple, and Poseidon lusted after her. And Poseidon entered Athena's temple, and again, depending on the version we're going with, either they engaged in consensual sex, or he raped her on the floor of the church. Temple, there we go. I haven't had a drink in a wee while, and my brain is just like, I need liquid, please. No, not yet, I'm speaking brain. So they either engaged in consensual sex, or she was raped on the floor of the temple, and Athena was infuriated by Medusa. Not Poseidon, not him, but the mortal he had taken advantage of either way, because even if it was consensual, that is a grotesque imbalance in power. Like, it is not an equal relationship. And if it was non-consensual, then dear God, but either way, she was so infuriated by Medusa that she was like, right, you can become a Gorgon. Snakes for hair, turning everyone to stone. No one will gaze upon your beauty and live to tell anyone about it. Go live in a cave, fuck off. Like, Athena was a petty-ass bitch. Athena was a petty-ass bitch. They might be using a sanitized version of Athena for this. I don't know. I don't know. I'm inclined to trust him. He's depressed. I don't have a good read on Persephone yet, but I'm not going to say you're both still suspects when I think he's innocent.
Wait. Did you say magic?
You can battle me through a song in a world of your own creation, and yet magic is beyond belief?
Well, sure. I just thought...
We have our powers just as you have yours.
I can grow a field of corn like nobody's business.
Some would say our powers are also magic, but true magic is a different and older power. Hecate's domain.
And it was of no use here.
We shouldn't rule it out. We haven't tried everything yet.
Yeah, what about Pan?
What about Pan? He showed up at my place out of nowhere, right after I left the chorus.
He did what?
I have to wonder what his angle is.
He has one, that's for certain. Though I've never thought of him as a killer. It would be too... messy.
Still, we should consider the idea. For him to show up so quickly is... odd.
I get the feeling if Pan is behind this, then he probably ordered it. He probably didn't do it himself. He's not the kind to get his hands dirty, but he could have potentially ordered someone to do it.
Couldn't we go to Athena with this? If you've changed your minds and you're both part of the chorus...
Athena would be sympathetic, but the die has been cast.
She won't go back on the edict, not without clear evidence.
Oh, now you want evidence?
She acted on the information she had. If we want to sway her, we need something better.
I at least don't think he is. I don't think he is. I'd need to talk to Persephone more, but I'm not going to throw him in it when I just don't get those vibes from him.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know the idols. Don't you have any ideas?
I told you I wouldn't be of much help, Grace.
Did you now? That's unsurprising. When are you ever of help to anyone but yourself?
Says the woman who forced Grace to challenge her rather than answer a simple question.
Calliope died, Apollo. Calliope, who came with us all the way from the old world.
You think I don't know that? Are you forgetting what the Muses meant to me?
Ooh. I don't think Grace is a quitter. Just yell, both of you, shut the fuck up.
Stop it! Stop fighting! Is this what the idols are like? You just what? Live forever and never get over anything? Super. Becoming a god was such a gift, wow.
Calliope, I'm listening now. Tell us what end you were doomed to.
Calliope, blinded by fire, what match did you strike that consumed you?
How could you blame her? What could she have done to earn such a fate? You are blinded.
God of the sun hides from his own eyes. What would you know about fate?
You say that you knew her, she was family to us, yet you don't hesitate to accuse her. Oh, queen without a throne, go bitter with fury. Not everyone seeks to betray you.
Stop this!
There is something missing we're blinded to.
Yes, there's more to seek.
Apollo, your help help is not needed here, go ahead and abandon another muse.
How could you throw that gauntlet at me? Could your heart shrivel any further?
You abandoned me to
A
a terrible fate.
You replay your injuries
It's
till
far
it's too
too
late.
You know how far I've been
I
before
am
I
trapped.
snapped.
This is not about you. Enough! This helps no one.
There he is, God of the sun.
Apollo, for my sake, take a deep breath. I need your help, not your anger. These old wounds, they distract and blind you. You can't see yourselves.
He doesn't know what's important.
And you do?
Follow him or stay. Now that Apollo isn't sucking all the oxygen out of the room, perhaps we can get somewhere.
Oh, that was tough. I may have been slightly swayed because I'm like, is she a romance? Is she a romance? I quite like her. I quite like her. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry in the slightest. I think... I'm not gonna lie, I do empathize with Persephone a lot. On multiple different levels. Her backstory, that speaks to me. Also the fact that Apollo, without his muses, he ceases to really try. And as I've been in multiple relationships where that was kind of placed on me. You are responsible for my emotional well-being, and I'm responsible for nothing to do with you. Like, if you have an issue, you deal with it. If I have an issue, you deal with it. Like, I've been in that. I've done that, and I can't be arsed. I'm not doing it again. Balls to that. I don't think Grace... She shouldn't have that on her shoulders. That's on Apollo for him to fix for himself. That's something Apollo needs to deal with. He needs to learn to be on his own and to get by. He needs to learn how to do that. He should have support. I'm not saying he shouldn't have support while he tries to figure that out. He should, but he can't just keep placing his emotional well-being on other people. If you fall apart every single time you are alone, that is an issue and you need to get help for it. You can't just continue to live like that. It's not healthy and it's not fair. It's not fair on the people around you. And I want better for Grace than that. I want better. And I think Persephone has her issues, but they're more... From what I'm getting, Persephone is more reactionary. Persephone is someone who is like, I've been hurt, and I'm going to put up this wall of thorns around me so that no one else can hurt me ever again. And personally, I would prefer to be around someone like that, because then it's like, okay, I can avoid the thorns. That's on me. I can avoid the thorns. Admittedly, again, that isn't... You shouldn't necessarily be around someone who you have to, walk on eggshells every single time you're around them. In a way, this was sort of a catch-22. Who do you want to go with? The guy who's going to make you responsible for all of his emotions? Or the girl who could cut you if you say or do anything, even in the slightest bit wrong? It's just which would you prefer? Which would you prefer? And as I said, I've been in the situation where I'm responsible for someone else's emotional and mental well-being. And I can't be arsed with that. I can't be arsed with that. I mean... Yeah, he did get a wee bit scary at the end.
The way he got all ragey. That was a surprise.
The glimpse you had, that anger, that's the true Apollo, the one behind his mopey exterior. Remember it. I'll admit the problem you present is a sticky one. If an idol is behind Calliope's death, they're clever. I need time to formulate a plan.
So you're gonna help?
You've decided to help me then? I wasn't sure you would.
I've already admitted that Calliope might actually have chosen you. Don't push your luck.
Oh, I didn't mean...
You have fight in you. You've taken quickly to the Muse's powers. It's possible that she saw the potential. So yes, I'll help you. If, however, this has all been a desperate deception... Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Hello. I do still feel weird about this, considering we have her friend's soul kind of in us. It does still feel a bit weird, but at least they very obviously didn't have, like, a very romantic relationship. I think Persephone saw something of herself in Calliope. I think Persephone saw a woman in a bad situation and was like, I want to help. This speaks to me. I want to help. Whereas Apollo was very clearly in love with Calliope. Yeah, hi.
I like this better than fighting with you. Way better.
Helping you rather than wanting you dead, you mean?
You seem like a woman who gets what she wants.
These days, yes.
Then I'd really rather have you on my side.
Wise choice.
Yeah, I don't get good vibes from Athena. I don't know if Grace is picking up on those vibes, but I get maybe Grace kind of trusts Athena. I mean, everyone else has said, like, oh yeah, Athena sticks to her rules, blah blah blah. I'm kind of like, does she though? Does she? Because again, in that weaving battle with Ariadne, oh yeah, it's a fair fight, everyone's gonna play by the rules, blah blah blah. Wait, you win? I thought I was gonna win. Spider time. Like, in so many of the myths, Athena is willing to break her own rules. She's willing to be unfair if she feels she's been slighted. I'll ask it, but I don't get good vibes from you.
I have to ask, is Athena really not an option? She wouldn't see what you see? At all?
She might. Athena's no fool. She sees everything in terms of risk. Anything with the slightest chance of being a danger to the idols will not be tolerated.
And if Calliope wanted to shake up the order of things, would that not be a risk to the idols? Would that not be a risk to Athena? I'm just saying. It's an option.
Maybe whoever's behind this knows that, and is counting on it.
To what end? To ensure the death of a hapless mortal girl?
To ensure that whoever became the next muse won't survive.
I can't imagine why anyone would want to eradicate the power of the last muse. Still, it's worth considering.
What should I do while you're formulating? I don't like sitting on my hands.
I've noticed. If you wish to keep busy, burn down the city, start a revolution, become a terror the likes of which mortals only dream.
Really?
No, Grace. Go home. Be patient. When you see me next, I'll have a better idea of what to do.
Ooh. Act 2.
Hey, Freddy. Have you been waiting up this whole time?
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? What if you were taken prisoner, kept in a cave by a cyclops, or I don't know, turned into a tree? I was worried sick.
Aww. Oh no, I don't, I'm panicking, Freddy and Persephone. Freddy's lovely, but Persephone is sexy. And I bet she is lovely deep down. Game, why have you done this to me? Why have you done this to me? Well, yeah, of course she's gonna worry. We're best friends. I am sort of more interested in this. I mean, we could have been turned into a dryad.
Tree? That's random.
Yeah, Apollo kept chasing this woman named Daphne, and it doesn't matter. Important thing is, you're back.
I met Apollo tonight, actually.
What? No way. Okay, all right. You have to tell me everything that happened. Huh. Persephone runs a club called the Underworld. That's a little on the nose.
I wouldn't suggest saying that to her face.
And you ended up staying with her instead of Apollo? I don't know, Grace. She sounds a little volatile.
It's between these two. I think, I think Persephone is someone who is dictated entirely by their past. They were hurt very badly for a very long time. And then when they freed themselves from that, she were punished. Just reinforcing that, like, hey, the people that you thought were going to help you, not only did they not help you, not only did they turn a blind eye, they also actively hurt you when you freed yourself from your abuser. Like, I get it. I get it. She does need therapy. She does need some therapy because that's not healthy either. Apollo's way of being isn't healthy, neither is Persephone's. Like, they're both unhealthy. Persephone does need some therapy, but I get it.
She has her reasons. I just hope I don't end up on her bad side again.
You'll figure your way out of it. You're still you.
I am still me. That's true.
So what are your options? You need to go back to Persephone at some point?
I could go back to Apollo's as well. Make sure he's not sore about what happened.
Oh, and, there's this. Pan left a card, says, "Come by Olympus." I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
Ooh. Yeah, that must be the apartment block where we went to with Athena.
That name keeps coming up. The idols live there, or at least most of them do.
Sounds cool. Even if Pan is there.
Still not a fan?
You know how some people just set your teeth on edge? That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help, and that's what I'll do. You can count on me, Grace.
Thanks, Freddie.
The muse? Oh, the embodiment of inspiration. Can you believe it?
Yeah, kinda.
Ooh. I should talk to Persephone or go see what Pan wants. Okay, well, we've had updates to the journal. Let's see. Okay, and of course, Freddie was waiting up when I got back from the underworld. She apologized for how things went down with Pan during the song, but honestly, I get it now. My power draws the good and bad out of people, and I don't always get to choose which it will be. At any rate, it's good that I have Freddie at my side during all of this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I did read this. Apparently, after years of arguing with the idols and making everyone angry, Calliope finally left Olympus, and that's when she became friends with Persephone, who gave her the apartment. However, Persephone says they haven't spoken in 2 years, so she doesn't know what Calliope's been doing lately either. Hermes. I ran into none other than Hermes at the underworld. I'm pretty sure they didn't follow me there, they were just vibing. You know, for an idol, they don't seem that bad. Would you believe Hermes has only been an idol for a year or so? They talk a lot about the old Hermes, so I guess they must have gone through something like me. They were there when the old Hermes died and his eidolon passed on to them. How often does that happen, I wonder? They answered one question at least, about how they showed up at the apartment so quickly. Apparently when an idol dies, Hermes has to be there. Whoever Hermes is at that time, I guess. They were kind of closed-mouthed about it, but they just know. Strange story, but what else is new? Nothing new for you, Apollo. Yep. Okay, there we go. Wow. Seeing Apollo and Persephone biting each other's head off was really eye-opening. Do all the idols hold grudges against each other like this? If so, it's no wonder one of them got murdered. Apollo brought me to see Persephone, but who do you think almost tanked the entire thing? That's right, he did. He got all big and angry, like he was about to start hurling thunderbolts, and stormed out of the underworld like an angry child. I still can't believe it. Okay, Persephone laughed when I asked if Athena might be a suspect, like the suggestion was ridiculous. Athena's entire existence is based on protecting the idols, and apparently she'd never break her own rules. She sounds so for again. In myth, she breaks her own rules all the time because she a petty-ass bitch. Okay, there we go. Apollo gave me the lowdown on Persephone. Apparently the whole story about how she was kidnapped by Hades, Lord of the Underworld, is more or less true. He made Persephone his bride against her will, and the other idols did squat to stop it. No. Zeus recommended this. Zeus recommend, like, A, you've been kidnapped, marry your abuser. Marry your abuser. Yeah, I get why she's pissed. Oh, there goes my timer. What the stories don't mention is how she later killed Hades and took his throne, only to have that throne taken away by the other idols as punishment for the murder. Persephone's pretty pissed about it still, and honestly, who wouldn't be? Things got ugly between Apollo and Persephone pretty quickly until Apollo stormed out and I let him go. I mean, sure, 2 minutes before Persephone wanted my head on a platter, but now she was willing to help. Isn't that what he brought me here for? So she's my new ally now, I suppose. She says that if an idol is really behind Calliope's death and was able to cover up their involvement, finding them might be difficult, which, you know, great. I actually ran into Pan again at the Underworld, just by coincidence, so he says, hanging around in the very place his tip eventually led me to. Granted, the Underworld is kind of his place, but what are the odds? Neither Apollo nor Persephone seem to consider Pan much of a suspect. He's not a murderer according to them, even though his sudden involvement is really suspicious. I do think there's a chance that Pan could be behind it, but one, I don't know what his motive would be, and two, I don't think he'd do it directly. I think he'd get someone else to do it. And Eros? I met Eros, the god of sex, just hanging around in the underworld, looking like a Turkish wrestler, taking a quick break from his BDSM dungeon. He was nice enough, if kind of wrapped up in his own problems. Hardly seemed the killer type, but what do I know? Eros agreed to help me find Persephone. She either didn't know I was at the club or was avoiding me. That place is huge. After I convinced him, I could make sure Persephone didn't blame him for it. Not that I'm sure I can. Frankly, I don't think he was all that convinced either. He just found me amusing, I guess. Alrighty then. In the next episode, where do we go? We have 3 places we can go. I don't know if we can go to all of them, so I'll figure it out in the next episode. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.